Hi, I'm Ed.
Hey, I'm Dan. And this is Mike.
over here.
And Mike,
Hey, here I am.
welcome.
Mike's in the
welcome.
bear.
Mike's in the bear. We forgot to mention that. The teddy bear is actually Mike. So
I'm very fuzzy, and I have a cute face.
Unsolicited advice.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. All
Yeah,
these
teddy bear. Teddy bear.
So thank you for joining us for Unsolicited, the show where we talk about advice columns.
Rate the question, rate the answer, and then we give them the worst advice possible.
Unsolicited advice.
I am trying to find a question.
You're on the Ask a Manager. Is that right?
I'm on the Ask a Manager. How do people take phone interviews during the workday? A reader writes.
This is Ask a
even know.
Manager.
Ask a Manager from 2015.
2015. Wow.
So it's an old Zoom question. All right. I work in New York City. I do not drive to work. Every time I start interviewing, I run into an issue with the dreaded phone interview. Even if I ever worked in an office that was large enough for me to commandeer an office or conference room for a private call, I personally don't think it's appropriate nor prudent to conduct a phone interview in my office. I always try to set them up in the morning and go in late or afternoon and have a doctor's appointment. But often I do not have that option and they want to speak in the middle of the day. My solution to this has been to head to a Starbucks, a pocket park when it's warm enough, or a hotel lobby when I worked in Midtown. I always begin the phone call by brightly and positively stating, I am in a coffee shop, so if you hear any background noise, that's why. Sometimes this goes well, sometimes it does not, and people complain about background noise, even when they say they can hear me just fine. I always use headphones with my mobile phone, so there's less chance of a noise bleed. But I said nosebleed. Recruiters and HR people don't understand why I can't just pick up their calls in the middle of the office, why I need to set up a phoner, or why is there background noise when the only time a hiring manager can speak to me is at 1:30 p.m. My question to you is, what do other people do? Is there some magic that I'm just not thinking of? I understand and appreciate the need for a phone interview, but I can't always afford to take the day off work for a 20 to 30-minute call, especially since it's pretty much de rigueur these days. I don't know what that means. I worked in a very tiny office right now, which is showing signs of financial instability, and I know this is going to start happening again. Maybe readers have some issues.
All right. Asking what
ideas.
Asking what other people should do. What other people should do is avoid this type of lifestyle.
Where you're just so frightened to take a call in your office.
Or just never have a life where taking these calls is part of your job. Like you obviously hate these jobs.
It sounds like he's
by these calls. You have to go to a Starbucks. You have to go someplace else. I never have to because I never take those calls, and I think I'm probably a lot happier than this person.
I think you are too.
Just don't do that for a living.
I don't think that's I think he doesn't actually say what he's doing though. I think he's taking job interview calls at work. I think he's shopping for another job while he's working. It's unclear, but I think that's what he's doing because it's the only thing that makes sense, right?
He seems to be spending a lot of time setting up job interviews.
Probably because he's shitty at interviewing because he's obviously a douche nozzle. This guy sucks.
It's kind of a dumb question because just take the interviews in your office. Who the fuck cares?
He's in a small office.
And just don't talk that loud,
Or just do it. Maybe you'll get a raise. Who knows? Or you get fired. But one way or another, it'll fix the situation. But so it's a medium question. He should really be clear about what he's doing. But I think ultimately, it's sincere enough. I'm gonna give it like a 5.5. 4 from Mike. Dan.
Yeah, 4.
All right, guys, we're gonna
get more of a problem than it is.
I'm gonna get to the answer, but before I get to the answer, I want you to click the bell and the like and the subscribe button because we desperately need your attention and comments. Okay, anyway, here's the answer. Nope, that's pretty much what people do. Some people will take calls in their office with the door closed or in an empty conference room, but you're right, that can feel a little awkward to do that. and you risk work related interruptions. Some people will even take their calls in a stairwell or parking garage, of course, where you risk being overheard. If you drive to work, which you don't, taking the call in your car could work well. Beyond that, though, coffee shops and parks are pretty much your options. Reasonable interviewers will understand that you have a job and limited options for where you can take these calls. You might try alternating your start off the call explanation, though, to emphasize that you're not just randomly in a coffee shop, but went there intentionally by saying something like, I stepped out of my office into a coffee shop to take this call. I hope there won't be much background noise, but you may hear a little
honesty.
of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it sounds like the suggestions they have for places to take these calls are the same suggestions you have for someone who's involved in child pornography. It's like, do this in a park. Do this in a supplies closet at the place that you work, or just talk really quietly about
Find an
it.
open where there's an open Wi-Fi.
Yeah, right. That could
Try your
not just be about
Try
how
your
to
car.
have a clandestine interview, but more about like how to, like get engaged with some really despicable.
I think you're on it. I think you're onto something. I think this guy's like smuggling drugs and guns into elementary schools.
At best.
Yeah. That'd be a good. He's definitely a pervert.
I hope that's what he's doing.
We should report this.
It could be
We should report this son of a bitch. All right. The answer. I mean, Jesus. Could I have picked a more boring question?
It was a boring answer.
What the fuck is a boring
It's like
answer? To a boring
the
question?
world of these that these people live in.
Like it says something that this episode didn't get exciting at all until Mike mentioned child pornography. We had to. Where are we gonna go from here? What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
All right. So answer. I don't know. It's fine. It's like white bread. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. It's a PB&J answer. It makes sense.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. Go to a park or your car, but you don't drive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, like you hear like kids playing in the background and stuff, and it's like, oh, do you have children? No, I'm at a park. I mean, like, it's like I'm secretive about this interview, or like,
a lot of music. I'm in a strip club.
That's
yeah.
That's a good one. He could get a storage locker or something. All right. So whatever. We're all like giving it a 4. Dan, you got a number? It doesn't matter. We just average answer. Who cares what Dan thinks anyway? Okay. What's the worst advice? The worst possible advice for this guy?
He needs to take all his job phone interviews in his boss's office.
God
Every
damn!
time.
I was just gonna say. I was gonna say, hand the phone to your boss and say, you tell him why I'm so great.
And why I'm
And
leaving.
you bring the phone to your boss. You say, hey asshole. You know why you hired me? Tell this motherfucker why I'm so great, and then leave for like an hour and a half, and go eat some lunch and come back, and then don't even bring it up again.
It's very, very, very solid. Very solid bad advice from both of you. You both did excellent work. I'm gonna go with I'm trying to think of this one. I'm actually gonna go straight to something that we kind of talked about. Elementary school. Go to an elementary school. Take your interview in an elementary school, and then start by saying, hey, I'm really sorry if there's little distractions, but I'm in an elementary school. And that way, when they say, do you have children? You can say, no. And don't
Are you
explain
a teacher? Oh, why would I do that? That sounds
Why would I
bad.
do that?
I'm just in an elementary school. I might get kicked out. Just FYI. But if I do, it should be fine. There's a park
But
nearby.
you're like, these kids are stupid. They're K-5. No one's questioning why I'm here.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. What are you going to offer me
Yeah.
in a job? Like, enough about where I'm at. Where are you at? And what do you have to offer me? I'm in an elementary school. We've established that. Where are you? Where are you in your life? Because I can move on.
Really, You can really turn it around. You sound like you'd be a good interview, Mike. I'm in. I'm in. You're fucking hired, man.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you. Or should I say you're welcome?
I don't know. One of the two. Worst advice. Who wins this one, man?
I kind of like
thinking,
Mike's. I
hand the
was
phone to
bringing
the
it
boss
into the
and fuck
boss,
off.
but
Yeah, I like that.
having the boss take the phone interview, that's
Yeah. Don't even do your own.
great.
Don't even do your own interview. Yeah, no, that's good.
No, yeah.
Winner, man. Nice work. Nice work. What's the worst and the best job interview you guys have ever had?
Worst of the best job interviews.
I got a fun one. I went
think
to
they're all pretty similar for me.
yeah. You just sit down and charm the shit out of them and up.
I
up
think
your
it
into the
either like I'm gonna be me and it either goes well or it doesn't go well. But for me, it went the same.
I had one. I don't know how old I was, 19 or 20, something like that. And when I was like 20 years old, I'd had like 15 jobs, but I'd been fired from like 8 of them. Like not allowed to enter the premises of at least 2 or 3 of them. Right. So like that was the type of employee I was. So I had to lie a lot at the job interviews. But I sat down to one, and the guy was a real dick. Like I could tell that this guy was a dick. Like right away, he was just kind of like an irritable, like kind of cocky, just kind of a dick. And I didn't want to work there. So when I sit down to the interview and he starts asking me questions, I'm just not going to lie to the guy, and I'm just going to tell him the truth. So he starts into like the questions, like trying to catch me. Like at one point, he's like, I remember this one clearly. He's like, have you ever stole anything from work? I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, I've stolen like products and stuff, but back, and I told him like this scheme I had when I used to like take from the till at a gas station I worked at when I was like 18 years old. I like told him the whole scheme. I'm like, see, what I would do is I would just memorize the prices because I'm good with numbers. I'm really good with numbers. So I memorized the prices. So if someone came in and they said I want a Coke, I'd be like, it's $1.06. Sounds like a good amount, right? And I would take the $1.06, I put it in the wrist, I'd give them change, and then I'd keep track in my head of how much money I put into the till that I didn't ring in, and then I would just pull it out at the end of the night. Should have seen the fucking look on this guy's face. It was fucking fantastic. I did not get the job. I did not get the job.
I had a complete opposite version of that, of getting fired from a mobile. This was in Austin when we moved to Austin. And the guy had to fire me because I failed the drug test. And he was really sad about it and very apologetic because I was the best worker he had in like months. He's like, your till was balanced every day, every shift. He's like, that hasn't happened in anyone.
Like you must be up to something because you're too on top of things.
Yeah, I was doing like the store was cleaned. I cleaned it. It was the till was balanced.
Kind of sounds like Dan's bragging about being able to count.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I can count and balance a till high. So
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, Mike's leaving. Oh, we're gonna talk some shit on this motherfucker. All right. Well, hey, thank you for joining us for another episode of Unsolicited. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate your patronage. Like and subscribe, people, because we have a lot of episodes coming for you. So many good episodes. We got a lot more guests coming along that are going to be joining us from the teddy bear. We really appreciate you. We hope you find it fun. We enjoy making these episodes.
That we do.